My name is Michael Jatan from Hikers Inc. and from the Hiking Association of Trinidad and Tobago. We have just come back from checking out the Paria waterfall, and I want to say most emphatically that Paria Falls still exists. We are not saying rest in peace to Paria at all. We will follow up this posting with more pictures and videos that will show you exactly what has taken place at the location. But simply to say at this point, the area has changed dramatically. Access is a little more difficult, but it is not impossible. The waterfall is still there. The pool is wider, and when it gets a bit clearer, when the rainfall holds up, one would see just how nice it is. Paria is still here. It is no longer rest in peace Paria. It never was. Thank you. We have the Paria River in the background, and this is the point at which the river appears to have burst its banks, and a large volume of water came through, pushing large trees and bamboo patches into the sea behind me. So as you can see, this is the level of destruction that has taken place. This is Paria Beach, changed by a large volume of water approximately 1 week ago. So this is the first part of the trail that goes into Paria waterfall. A lot of saturation on the ground shows the extent of the rainfall that apparently occurred here over the last 2 weeks. So we are heading in to the area where the waterfall is located to see exactly what has happened and the extent of the damage to the area. The Paria River clearly broke its banks at this point, and if you look, you see the vegetation, how it has fallen forward, showing the force of the river and the actual volume, high volume of water that was in this area. The further bank is basically cut away by the force of the river coming down. This is destruction that we have never really seen before in this area, and it's amazing the force of nature that took place here. Yeah. Well folks, this is amazing to say the least. The volume of water that came down the Paria River has changed the nature of the river to a large extent. The width of the river is much increased from before. The banks have been eaten away. That's the increased width. It's just amazing. The force of water had to be incredible. An incredible amount of water that came down the Paria River. This is shortly before the Paria waterfall. When we bend the corner, we'll see exactly what's going on with the falls. But again, it's just amazing to see the changes to this river. We have seen changes before, but nothing quite like this. This is beyond description at this point in time. The debris, the fallen trees, it's quite a lot, quite a lot. We are just about 300 meters away from Paria waterfall. The river coming down from the fall has changed dramatically. It's now a much wider river than it was before. The destruction has been catastrophic on both sides. But from this distance, we are seeing that the waterfall is still there. We are going to head further up to check out the actual area where the plunge pool is located to see what exactly has happened at that location. But at this point, you can say the river has changed dramatically so, but the waterfall, at least from this distance, is still there. We don't know exactly what changes have occurred at that point, but we're going to head further up now to see. The level of destruction at the Paria Falls and river is unprecedented. The entire course of the river from the waterfall has changed. However, and I want to say this most emphatically, we still do have a Paria waterfall. The pool is much wider than before. At this point in time, the water is discolored because of the amount of rainfall, but this will clear up, and when it clears up, one will be able to see just how beautiful this pool still is. Coming to Paria waterfall will be a little more challenging than before due to the changes on the trail. The point at which you would normally come down into the river, that part has gone, and one would have to come into the river at an earlier point and walk up the river to where the waterfall is located. The volume of water that would have passed through here is catastrophic. The height alone appears to be at least 20 feet on either side. One can see the fallen trees, the fallen branches, the vines, and then of course the force of the water has created a new bank. The bank for the river, or the bank is now on the left side. The major bank is now on the left side, but a smaller bank on the right hand side by the waterfall. So this is a dramatic change, and I know a number of persons out there are saying that Paria waterfall is no more, but Paria waterfall still exists, but in a different way and a different form. Nature has certainly recreated this area, but the area still exists, and yes, it can still be accessed, although it will be a little more difficulty than before. But Paria waterfall is still with us. Right, so we are now going to venture into the pool.
I'll get up with you.
Oye, eso ha venido. Bonita. Right. Vamos a hacer más bonito. I want to get as near to the falls just to prove a point. But I'm gonna go from this way instead.
Yeah. Yeah, runway to water right now, this is the water. Very good. Yeah.
Tire very nice.